Welcome, everybody. Sorry about the confusion. We are now the final reel, and welcome to the final reel. Or technically, I guess our first episode. I just haven't got to make a new intro countdown video yet, so we'll be getting with that here soon. But but as you can tell here, I just threw together these graphics real quick, so some of the stuff's cut off. It's the final reel with Mike and John, and I'm John, and that is Mike.
Hello.
How you doing, Mike?
Good. How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good this evening. But yeah, we're going to be starting a brand new channel for the final reel. It's going to have its own channel, so we're kind of excited about that. That's something I've thought about doing for a while, but we just never have got around to it, and I never got around to doing it. And you're basically starting over from scratch. So, and I apologize tonight. We're having some issues with getting the second stream set up to Mike's channel. So hopefully next week we'll be. At first, we'll stream to both of our channels, and then we'll move over to just when we get enough followers, we'll just start broadcasting on the main channel. So that's how things are going to be for a while. But welcome to Summervison. This is, I think this is our 5th Summervison movie marathon session. So this week we're going to be doing National Lampoon's Vacation. Probably one of my favorite comedies of all time. I don't know about you, Mike.
Oh yeah, it's definitely one of mine. It's just, I don't know how many times I've seen it, man, but it literally is a classic. I guess if you're at least over the age of 30, you probably know this thing so well.
Yeah, absolutely. Directed by Harold Ramis. I forget who wrote it, but starring Chevy. I apologize. Well, it's written by. Sorry, I don't know why I'm stupid. It's been
John Hughes.
John Hughes. Yeah,
I don't know why. I didn't know that until I looked at it. I was like, I didn't remember that.
No, I knew it. I just went blank for a second. I knew it was somebody important, but I couldn't think about it. But it stars Chevy Chase, Beverly D'Angelo. Let's see here. Randy Quaid, Dana Barron. Eugene Levy. What's the kid's name? What's the boy's name? Sorry.
Anthony
Michael Hall. Yes, yeah. Anthony Michael Hall. Excuse me, everybody. I should have went ahead and flipped over to Internet Movie Database is full cast listing. I don't know why I didn't, because it's stupid. For some reason, when you go to their main page, it brings up the top cast, and sometimes it's not the top cast. It's aggravating.
Yeah.
So
they cut off a bunch.
Yeah. So whoever out there is watching, appreciate you guys from tuning in. Yeah, I know everything's a little bit confusing right now with and in my Instagram page, it's actually changed names to Disc a Go Go. It's kind of a weird change. I don't know if it's I decided to change that page to Disc a Go Go, but I created a new YouTube channel that I'm going to be posting stuff on, and I kind of like that name a little bit better than Low IQ Media. I've always kind of liked the Go Go, but I've never thought about something to use it, and I kind of want to do a page where it might be a split between movies and disc golf stuff and other things I enjoy, but I don't know, it could end up being just a disc golf channel, because the YouTube doesn't like that's a big problem with like my page and stuff, and I've known this forever, but YouTube doesn't like, in the algorithm, it doesn't like you doing different things, like where I'll try to do toys and movies, where you do multiple subjects. It doesn't like it. It doesn't like it at all. It doesn't
oh no, man. It's like I get emails all the time. They're like, mix it up, do this. And it's like, okay.
Yeah, but it doesn't work like that, unfortunately. Yeah, somebody else was talking about it the other day, but I've known it for a long time. People always say stick to what you stick to something. I just don't like that. I don't like doing that. If I do multiple things, I don't really care. But some people do have the same format, but just do different stories. The person that was talking about it, they just do different kind of stories, and it's kind of Yeah, they only got 20,000 subs. They want 100,000 though. They think,
Yeah,
So I'm like, well, yeah, I like to have a third of what you have,
yeah,
but
yeah. But yeah, no, I don't know. I just stick with what I know, and
yeah,
I just go with it, man. So, but yeah, I see that a lot. They always tell you to like, hey, try this month. They get a monthly creators email and stuff, and it's like, okay,
yeah. But back to National Lampoon's Vacation. I'm trying to like rank the vacation movies. I didn't bring my Blu-ray copies over here for some
I got
reason, but
I got the old snapper case.
that's cool. I don't think I have that. I don't think I even had that version of
Yeah,
it.
this is the 20th anniversary.
That's really cool.
Yeah, it's kind of cool.
But I was trying to, we kind of talking about especially European vacation and Vegas vacation, and I've watched all three this week. Excuse me, something just hit me all of a sudden. I don't know what, but I tried to. I watched all three this week, and it's so odd that European Vacation is such a. It's kind of the dud of at least those three. Of course, Christmas Vacation is probably the second best. I would say. I don't actually. I don't really know. Christmas Vacation and Vacation are. Tied for. They're really closely tied. They're both
Hmm.
really good, and definitely Vegas Vacation for me is the third. European Vacation, it just doesn't. I don't know. Something just doesn't work.
Yeah,
Excuse me. I'm
well, they
talk
changed
for a minute. I'm
yeah, they changed the girl, the daughter. They changed. I think they changed her. Like,
both of them.
yeah, both of them. Yeah, that's right. They went on and did other stuff, and man, I haven't seen the European one for many many years. But I remember when I was younger, I kind of liked it, but it wasn't anything like the first one. So
It's it has some good parts in it, and it's actually directed by Amy Heckerling. If you didn't remember
oh
that, yeah.
oh yeah yeah
And if you don't know Amy Heckerling, she directed Fast Times at Ridgemont High and Clueless, and I think she directed Look Who's Talking as well, plus
yeah
other things.
yeah
And really good director. It just didn't. There's something. It feels like there was more shot to the movie, and they really, in the editing process, they really messed with the timing of everything. It was just
yeah.
I don't know what's hit me. I'm sorry. I apologize to everybody. I don't.
Maybe it's
Something's
the
making me come.
director. I mean,
Yeah,
Harold Ramis, had a style and a kind of
yeah.
like you said, the comic timing and
Hmm.
stuff of Chevy Chase. So maybe it lost something there or something. Maybe, but yeah, it is missing something. I always thought it was lacking something because the kids weren't there, the same kids. So I don't know. Maybe it
Yeah,
was. I don't know.
yeah. They. Well, that really doesn't bother me because that's been an ongoing joke through all of the movies that they
Oh
replace
yeah,
them. But definitely, I mean, because the kid that plays Anthony Michael Hall is not bad, and the other girl's not bad.
hmm
Um, but it's just the pacing of the movie is really fast. It's like they don't really spend a lot of time in one location, or not enough. I don't feel. I feel like there's something feels rushed about the movie. I can't really put my finger on it. But like you're saying, the comedic timing's not there either because. Like I guess Harold Ramis. If you watch the first movie, like when you make like for a comedian, I'm not a comedian, and I don't know that much about it, but I hear comedians talk about comedic timing, and
hmm
they can they're a good comedian. In a movie situation where you're directing somebody, you may actually tell them to speed it up or something, but in comedy, you have to wait for you gotta sometimes a joke you gotta wait for it to land or to wait for it to comedians call it breathing. Like you let a joke breathe and like sink in almost to the audience, and then you move on. But you got to know that timing. And in a movie, when you're making, you obviously don't have an audience, but you still got to know that. And I just feel that movie's lacking that a little bit. It just
Well,
doesn't.
I think something. I think something in it is John Hughes wasn't involved with the second one.
You know,
Warner Brothers wanted him to do a follow up to it, and I mean, by then he was doing the Breakfast Club, and he had moved on to his own directed movies and stuff. So maybe that's also.
I don't know what's happening. I don't know what happened. Something. Nothing got sprayed in this room, or
Maybe
I'm drinking water. I am drinking water.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on. I apologize.
Maybe
Sir.
allergies, man.
I don't know why it's hitting me just now. I always have the oddest stuff when I'm making videos. My nose starts itching. I start itching, and when I make videos, and
Yeah.
I just go on and scratch my nose and everything. As long as I'm not picking my nose in a video,
Yeah.
I'm all right.
Yeah, that happens to me too.
Yeah.
So yeah, maybe that was part of it.
But what's some of your favorite parts of vacation? I didn't get time this week. I was going to make a little intro clip of a couple,
Mm-hmm.
a couple places. I love the place where it's right towards the end, but where he goes wacko towards the John Candy's character and
Oh yeah, yeah.
goes,
That is,
holy peeping shit, son of a bitch, or something. I
Yeah.
can't remember what he said.
Yeah, that's classic, man. Yeah, that part is good. Oh, man, there's so many little ones. The part where they go off into like the inner city, and the one guy's trying to give him directions, and while he's giving him directions, the other guys are like stealing his hubcaps and stuff, which
Yeah.
is, that's kind of could be offensive nowadays, but back then it was funny though. But it's just a bunch of little.
It's not
little-
offensive now, but
Well, it's just but,
to some
but
people it is.
yeah, there's a bunch of little oddball things like that. Man, I don't know. Just, I mean,
Yeah,
Chevy Chase is really good in this. This is probably one of his top 5 best movies.
Yeah, absolutely. He had actually Harold Ramis in the commentary. He said something about that scene. He's like, yeah, I don't think I could direct that scene anymore. I know where he's coming from, but I don't agree with it because it's comedic. It's not. Who cares?
Mm-hmm.
It was funny. That's the thing. That's the thing we're losing in comedy. We can't lose. We can't lose being able to make fun of people.
Yeah, I mean,
that's the whole base of comedy. You take that away. What do you have you seen very many comedies come out here lately? Not like we used to. Like the dumb comedy and stuff. Sometimes you go see the Naked Guns and those type of movies. You don't see them anymore. I mean, there's some that come out that are considered comedy, but it's just not the same.
Yeah, I think the movie spoof has kind of came and gone already, because I think the Scary Movie franchise was kind of the last time we really saw that. But he had a mixture of humor there, but everybody was making fun of everybody. It was all kind of blended. You had all types of people were represented, and everybody was just being made fun of, and everybody was goofing off. But I don't know. I think it's a fine line. I think, but I think it's way too. Everybody's way too something nowadays. We can't laugh at each other anymore. I mean,
well, it's just this whole movement. It's this whole political movement. That's what it is.
Yeah, I mean, if we can't laugh at ourselves,
that's what woke is. It's bullcrap. But the way Harold Ramis said it, he said I just don't think I could. I think it was all completely contrived and all this stuff. I was like, no, not really. I mean, it's not. It wouldn't be bad. It wouldn't be bad to put it in a movie now because unfortunately, it's the truth. That shit happens.
Yeah, it should happen. Well, I brought it up because it was just the way that Chevy Chase is reacting the whole time, and it's just the way he's completely off in another world, and he doesn't realize what's going on, and it's his character in a nutshell. That's who he is. But yeah, that's
Well, to make an example of that, you know, they don't say anything about when they go to Cousin Eddie's house and they're kind of making fun of rednecks and stuff like
Yeah.
that. You know, you can make fun of rednecks all you want, but you can't make fun of black people. You know, see what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Well, yeah, but see, rednecks aren't exactly. I guess a redneck is more broad. I guess in a way, it could
Is
be anybody, but I guess the way they're kind of looking at it. But I don't know, man. It's just it's a real good example of 1983 to 20 almost 40 years ago. I mean, that was a lot of stuff's changed in 40 years, almost 40 years. So yeah, something that being 46 years old, we saw a lot of mixture of different stuff growing up that was kind of funny, and everybody laughed at it. And nowadays it's not the same. Oh, is that a book?
yeah.
Oh, okay,
It's
yeah.
called how it's called it's the Redneck Manifesto, but it's how hillbillies, hicks, white trash became America's scapegoat.
Yeah. I don't know, man. Everything's too magnified nowadays.
Yeah.
I think instead of being able to laugh at each other and laugh at ourselves, I think we look at everything that's wrong with us, and we make a big deal about it. And that's why nobody can really laugh anymore, and just kind of, I don't know what I'm talking about, but you know what I mean. If we can't laugh at each other, I don't know what we're supposed to do. So,
Well, it's all about being people's feelings. Everybody's, their emotions. They run on emotion, not logic.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
that's too much information. I think me growing up in late 70s and mid 80s, without without the internet and stuff, it was a different time, and for
Mm-hmm.
everyone, all races and creeds and colors, and I think everybody was a little different back then. I mean, sure, there was problems. There was all the problems that we still have today. There were still drug problems. There was still this and that. None of that's
Well,
changed, but we were able to, as humans, laugh at each other a little bit, just, or at least in entertainment purposes, it was different. Because you take stand-up comedians at the same time, Eddie Murphy and George Carlin, Richard Pryor. I mean, they would go really deep into stuff and offensive and stuff, and everybody was able to laugh at it without being a big deal. Which
yeah.
I don't think that could happen now. I seriously doubt it.
Well, we got Chappelle, so I mean, he's
Yeah, but he gets attacked on stage by people, that
mm-hmm,
it's like it's just a joke. It's just a joke. It's like,
mm-hmm.
but I don't know, man. It's wild.
But he's controversial. But see, he makes fun of everybody. He makes fun of black people. Makes fun of
Mm-hmm.
every white people. He makes fun. He's and that's how it should be. I'm not saying you
Mm-hmm.
should go to be racist. You
No,
should be racist making fun of people. It's a different. There's a fine line between that kind of stuff, and but at the same time, we do have free speech in this country, and you're really allowed to say whatever you want to.
I think there was a
Got
comedian
I
once.
got
I think his name was Dick Gregory, and he was a black comedian. He's an older black comedian, and he had I don't remember exactly what he said, but he kind of said basically the same thing. It's like we should all be able to
yeah.
do that and across the
See,
board, and
that's what happened across a lot of the social media platforms in the past couple of years. They've been silencing. Both sides get silenced, but people get silenced for get their channels removed, get demonetized. They get a lot of things for, in a lot of cases, not even saying anything bad. It's just it's what if it's not your opinion, people are if your opinion's your opinion. If you don't like it, don't worry about it. That's a problem with the
yeah,
internet. Everybody's just everybody wants to voice their own opinion, and that's
well,
yeah,
it's true because everybody like YouTube. Somebody doesn't like something, they can start a YouTube channel and make their own platform and
yeah.
start a revolution or something. But
Well, not
Anybody
even not anymore. I mean, they'll kick you off for that, but
true, yeah. I mean, but you know what I mean. Like anything,
unless
somebody
you're
dreams up anything, you
unless
know.
you're Antifa or BLM, and you can do whatever the hell you want. But you know,
Well, you know, but
you
you
know,
know, it's just I don't know, man. Everybody just needs to just learn how to laugh again and just
yeah,
relax a little bit and just. I mean, there's some very heavy, serious things that we all deal with day in and day
hmm
out, but we also have to kind of, pull back a little bit and say, hey, you know,
yeah,
let's let's take the piss out of it a little bit. You know what I mean? Just
yeah.
about telling a joke or something. But I don't know, man. It's crazy. But yeah, like I was saying, I don't know if you heard me, but it's almost 40 years old that
Yeah.
and stuff. So a lot of stuff's changed since the early 80s.
Yeah.
So and just a lot of those
Well,
classic movies from the 80s all have racy stuff. Even like all the teen movies that have all the sexual
hmm
stuff, teenagers wanting to have sex or high school, you know what I mean? Like you saw it
yeah.
throughout every movie, Risky Business and all that stuff. And it's even that's kind of sketchy nowadays. It's like, I don't know.
Yeah. Well, and I kind of misspoke a little bit earlier. I mean, the movie does make fun of both. It does make fun of, it does kind of take a piss out of both that redneck culture and
Mhm.
black culture,
Yeah.
So it is taking the piss out of both, in a way. But
Yeah.
what I meant to say was he didn't respond to the redneck scenery like he responded to the black scenery. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm. Yeah.
And
I mean, yeah, that's,
and in reality, it's neither one offensive to me, but it's both. It should be, if one's offensive, the other should be offensive.
yeah. Well, I mean, that was kind of I don't know if it was an official stereotype, but it was kind of a stereotype. But yeah, you could get mugged or robbed or
Yeah,
your car stolen by anybody. It doesn't matter who it was, but
yeah,
at 3 o'clock in the morning in the big dark city somewhere, anything could
yeah,
happen. But yeah, that was I guess it was pushing the limits and stuff. But then again, you got the flip side, like you said, with Uncle Eddie, on the redneck side of stuff.
yeah.
But see, everybody can laugh at a redneck. Some people may
Yeah.
get offended by it, and some people may not be offended by it. But I don't know, man. It's crazy.
Well, what I'm getting at is we've been conditioned to not be offended by it,
Yeah, or not
and that's
like, not supposed to. Yeah, like you get conditioned to it and stuff.
hmm
But
it's
yeah,
just been
yeah, it's that whole thing where it's like you have to have the right to do something. It's almost like we should all have the right to find it funny
hmm
or find it not
yeah.
funny and find it offensive. Maybe white people get offended by it. I don't know,
hmm
or anybody. I mean, I'm not trying to make it.
What I'm trying to get at is it's not offensive on either side. I don't get offended. I mean, I've grew up liking redneck anti-redneck comedies. I grew up around rednecks, so
Mhm.
there's a lot of negative things about it, but there's a lot of, you know it's just like the other side of the coin. There's a lot of
Yeah.
negative things, a lot of positive things, but
Well, what I've learned in my short lifetime is there's rednecks everywhere in every state. It doesn't matter where it's at. It's not just
yeah.
Eastern Kentucky or
hmm
Tennessee. There's a redneck everywhere. So
Oh yeah.
I don't know. It's just
There's trailer parks in Los Angeles.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
In Canada. But yeah,
Oh,
I don't know,
trailer
man.
park boys.
Yeah, the Trailer Park Boys. Yeah, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know why I brought that up. I was thinking honestly about uh, Clark's cluelessness, like throughout the
hmm
movie. He's just completely like he would drive off a bridge or something before he realized he drove off a bridge and stuff. For
Yeah.
example. But
Yes, exactly.
but yeah, it kind of. But yeah, I think the two movies with Euro Vacation and the first one, I think you had two things. You got Harold Ramis directing John John Hughes's material, and then you mix in
Yes.
Chevy Chase and some really good supporting actor, and you got a
Yeah.
classic comedy on your hands. But I think
Yes.
some of that was missing from Euro, uh, the
Yeah.
Euro one. because it definitely bounced back with the Christmas Vacation one, because you could really tell a difference in the two of them.
Well, in European Vacation, like they throw that little caper in like right towards the end of the movie where like she gets kidnapped. You know, they throw those guys in like midway through the movie. It's like they were shooting a movie and they're like, hey, we're just going to make a road trip in Europe type movie, and then the executive stepped in and said, no, we got to have some plot here. We got to have something else going on, and like it just feels kind of shoehorned in. You know that how you know what I'm talking about. There's some guys all of a sudden there's like this scheme they're trying to get them to, and then really nothing materializes from it. It's just odd. It just doesn't feel.
It's like a throwaway.
It's out of place. Yeah. It normally in a movie in that situation, that plot line would begin somewhat at the beginning of the movie, and kind of continue through. But this like gets stuck in like it's literally like probably more than halfway through the movie, and it really. You know, it allows for the culmination of the movie, like the chase scene and stuff like that. But it feels like that's the only reason it was put there. It wasn't. It's not like organic to the movie.
Well, like weird. The first one seemed more relaxed and stuff kind of unfolded in its own time and everything developed. And then, like you say, in the second one, it's all kind of rushed and kind of just put on, kind of just there to fill time or something. But the first one's almost like kind of reminds me of classic comedians like Buster Keaton and stuff to a certain degree, to where he does these pratfalls and he's very expressive with his comedy and just some of the gags that go on and stuff. You know, I mean, it isn't nowhere near Buster Keaton, Charlie Chaplin, or something like that, but he's kind of got more slapsticky kind of stuff with Clark. Griswold, you know.
Well, I mean, I love Eugene Levy's part at the beginning, the swarmy salesman. They were saying he was like Harold Ramis was like, he was born to play those swarmy roles like that, swarmy characters. And he's just so funny, you know. He's like, where's Mr. Griswold's? Where's Mr. Griswold's? But it was like Arctic Blue sports wagon, and he goes over and talks to that guy. He's like, I don't know. He's like, well, I know what happened. I guess it's just it didn't come in.
That car, man.
I can't do it justice, but that's that the comedic timing there is just amazing.
Yeah. Eugene Levy's always been great like that. Always a supporting actor too. You know, he's never like carried a movie or anything, but he's always been a good supporting comedian. But like with the car, man, when I was little, I almost thought that was a real model and stuff. It looked like a Ford LTD station wagon or something, but at the same time, it was like, is that a real car? You know, a real model or something. When I was little, you know, I was like,
God, that's something somebody would buy though. If it looked like that, they'd buy it. They'd sell a few of them. Yeah. God, that was ugly.
Yeah,
that green is like they had to got stolen that green color from a refrigerator green. That looks like a refrigerator from the late 70s, early 80s. You know, those green ones.
Very ugly green.
Yeah.
That car was a trip though. But I guess that's the equivalent now of a SUV of some sort. You know. Yeah. Well, you know, I don't know. I never did watch any of the movies like RV and some of those movies that come out in last 10 years, 20 years or something. I've never watched those, but dealing with a vehicle, but that car definitely stands out.
The reboot of Vacation, I didn't go back and watch it for this. I didn't think it would be kind of proper, but it wasn't bad. I don't know if you saw it or not. It wasn't bad.
I think I saw some of it. I never did watch it though. I just never did. I don't know. It's like I haven't really had the chance to. I've like seen it pop up a few times streaming, but I've never.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I think it's got Christina Applegate and what's it? John Helms. Is that his name? John Helms. Ed Helms. Excuse me. Ed Helms.
Yeah.
And he's pretty funny. You know, the combination's pretty funny. So, but it's never going to beat the classic. You know, Beverly D'Angelo. She's just and she plays it so straight throughout the movie for the most part, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and that's what they were talking about on the commentary, like how amazing she was that you know, playing the part so straight and everything. So
Yeah, she had that. She had comic timing, kind of a
hmm
under. What do you call it? Kind of a under. Just she was being funny without being like obviously funny. Like the way
yeah,
she was being a really good straight man to the comedian. You know, responding to stuff and making the joke work. You know.
but yeah, I mean the movie's just full of. I mean it's just I love to been able to open it and play the you know the I love at least when I'm watching that movie. I
Mhm.
love hearing the theme song, you know, the holiday roll.
Oh yeah, that's very
The,
catchy. Yeah. Yeah,
and
that was actually stuck in my head a couple times this week because I watched it this week. And
Lindsey Buckingham wrote that. But
yeah, it's a very catchy song.
very, yeah. But I mean, they use it in like all the. I think they use it in like all the movies except maybe. I don't think it's in Christmas Vacation.
Mm-mm. No.
It's not in that one. But you know, but I haven't really talked about. You know, these are. I didn't, you know, European Vacation. Yeah, it's. I guess you would call it. It's a summer movie for sure. It's like I think it takes place in the summer months in Europe, and so
Mm-hmm.
you know, obviously, Vegas Vacation is a summer movie, and European or Vegas Vacation and Vacation are both summer movies, obviously. And I hadn't really talked about Vegas Vacation. And Vegas Vacation, I think it really stands up there with you know Christmas and Vacation. I think it's a good movie. It's got some funny stuff going on, and
Mm-hmm.
it kind of gets back. You know, it's kind of you know takes off for Christmas, leaves off. You know, as far as the comedic time. You know, it's pretty well made for not being made by like a really big. I didn't even look who directed it, but I don't think he's like a real big director,
Yeah.
and I
Yeah,
just
I thought about getting one of those DVD collections that's got all of them on there, um, because I only have Christmas Vacation in the first one, um, but I ended up just I thought I would buy them just to kind of watch the other ones, but I ended up not doing it. Just stuck with the first one, but just to
directed
kind of
by
refresh my memory on because I haven't seen those in so long.
it was directed by Stephen Kessler.
Hmm.
His writers, people that read it, wrote it. I have not read it, wrote it. Had no, I have no idea who they are, but it's I don't know. I just liked it. It's, I don't know. It's just funny watching him go back and forth gambling and keeps losing, and he
Yeah.
keeps losing to. I always forget his name. He's the guy from. He's a
Oh,
uh, Wallace Wallace Shawn.
Wallace Shawn. Yeah.
Yeah, you know he he was kind of big in this period of time. He just came off of Clueless in '95 with a pretty
Mm.
big role, and
Oh yeah. Yeah.
he was the card dealer, and he keeps you know he just keeps winning. You know he keeps beating him, and he just keeps burning through money just so he can try to beat this one card dealer. You know it's just hilarious. You know it finally gets to a point where he said, how about you just give me the money? We'll go out back, and I'll kick you in the nuts, and we'll call it even."
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, the Vegas Vacation. I remember it. It was. I think it was a pretty decent hit movie. I think it did relatively good at the box office, and
Yeah,
of course the kids changed again,
yeah.
and yeah. But yeah,
I
that's something
which
I really haven't seen that in a long time. I need to catch those.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm trying to think of that. Oh yeah, it's Ethan Embry played the son, and Marissa Marisol Nichols played the daughter. When I was watching it, I was like, man, she's fucking hot. He was hot. They actually got one that's really hot.
Yeah, it's like
I,
she changed a lot though. You know what I mean? Like,
well, it's just an ongoing gag. You know, they weren't going to. You know, they just keep replacing them. They even refer to it in the beginning of Vegas Vacation. And he's like, you guys are growing up. I can't hardly recognize you. You know.
Well,
And
Christmas Vacation had what's her face as a daughter. Oh gosh, it's on. What's her?
Juliette Lewis.
Yeah, Juliette Lewis. Yeah, in an early role for her. Yeah.
And the kid is Johnny Galecki. The son is Johnny Galecki in Christmas Vacation.
Yeah.
The Big Bang Theory.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think I still my favorite one is Michael Anthony Hall in the first one. I think.
Yeah, he's definitely the funniest. He's definitely the one that had the most talent of any of the actors who played the son.
Yeah, and actually
Most
went
definitely.
on and did some other movies because I don't remember those other guys or girls.
Yeah.
The other kids go off and do other.
Well, like I was saying, Marisol Nichols. Like I went and looked at her career. I think she's been like on a lot of television and stuff after that. I mean, she's had a career, but not in the movies. Now, Ethan Embry, he pretty much did. I don't know what he's. I haven't looked at his resume, but he was in That Thing You Do. He was the bass player in That Thing You Do, so he had a big role in that movie. And he was in Empire Records,
Oh, okay.
during that period of time. So I mean, he was like a '90s boy. You know, he pretty much after the '90s, everybody kind of forgot him.
Yeah, he's got that face. You probably know him from. Yeah, the more I'm looking him up now, and it's like, yeah,
Yeah.
he looks familiar now.
I'm not sure what he's done here recently, but
Yeah.
yeah, that's what the top stuff that comes up. He's in that Sweet Home Alabama, which I never saw that.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, but mainly like That Thing You Do in Empire Records. And
Mhm.
but I mean, he's a good actor though. I mean, his part's pretty funny in Vegas Vacation.
Mhm.
He's underage and he wants to gamble.
Oh yeah.
No, he ends up, he gets the fake ID on the strip, and Chevy Chase is super unlucky, and he's the opposite. He's incredibly lucky. He goes and puts some money in. They have like some slot machines, and if you win the slots, you win a car. And he in the course of the movie wins 4 cars, and ends up getting
Oh yeah.
high
Yeah.
roller stuff, and
Yeah. I remember that.
he gets a suite in Vegas, and it's just a
The whole time the parents don't know anything about it, or he's just doing his own thing, winning all the stuff.
there's a lot of Cousin Eddie in Vegas Vacation, and he's pretty funny. Randy Quaid's pretty funny, and Randy Quaid. Make sure.
Yeah, I didn't realize this, but Vegas Vacation didn't carry the National Lampoon card on it. It was just Vegas
Yeah.
Vacation,
Yeah.
and also it didn't have like a screenwriting credit for John Hughes. It just said characters created by John Hughes.
Yeah. Yeah. He was passed away by then, I believe, wasn't he? When did he die? He died in like 93 or 4 or so.
Oh, actually, 2009.
Oh, really? I thought he.
Mm,
I didn't know he was. Yeah, that's weird. I didn't know he died.
yeah,
Well,
I
that's
don't
good.
think he had.
For
I
some
don't
reason.
think he had done anything for a while before he died. But
Yeah. Well, that's good. But yeah, I mean, I don't know why. For some reason, I just remember seeing it in theater, and I tend to remember parts from it more than even the original. Even though I've seen the original so many times,
yeah,
I can probably quote a lot of the scenes in the movie. But that if I don't forget who the actor is, but you remember in Vacation? You remember the scene where they go to Dodge City, and the bartender shoots at him with the
oh
the
yeah,
fake
shotgun.
the fake shotgun.
Yeah.
Well, that's kind of funny. That actor that played the bartender is it was well, crap. I'm trying to think who's brother. Richard Dreyfuss's brother.
Oh really? Yeah, I'm picturing his face. I don't know who he is though.
But it was Richard Dreyfuss's brother, and they said he goes by a different name now. He doesn't go by like Brad, Dreyfuss or whatever his name was. He goes by
Uh-huh.
something else now. But but they said back then he went by Dreyfus.
Yeah, try to
Yeah,
try to try to
cash in on the
cash in
noon.
a little bit. Yeah, yeah. I didn't
But
know that. I did not know that.
I always liked that. I always liked that Harold Ramis always, for a lot, especially in the early '80s with Caddyshack and stuff, had Brian Doyle Murray. Brian Doyle
Hmm.
Murray is just hilarious.
Yeah.
He deserved a bigger part than he really got in this. I don't. Maybe that's all he wanted, but I mean he got to do the. But Brian Doyle Murray was the. He was the camp when they stop at the roadside camp, and they're like they have the he's like the manager or whatever that camp lodging. And
Hmm.
so what do you need my address for? Oh, we like to send out a mailer.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Really sketchy. And supposedly in that scene, I think it got cut out. It got cut, and I don't know if it ever got shot at all, or it was too long, or it didn't work. But evidently he was apparently dressing. His character was dress up as like wild animals and sneak into people's rooms at night.
Yeah.
But they cut it out of the movie. It didn't work or something. It wasn't working
Yeah.
right, and so yeah.
That's funny. Yeah. Yeah, and then you
But
got. I mean, one of the best cameo, or it's probably a little more than a cameo, is John Candy. Towards the end.
yeah, yeah, absolutely, he's funny.
Hmm.
But the stuff at Cousin Eddie's, it's just hilarious, though. I mean, I know we went through that discussion earlier, but it's still funny, though. I mean, it's just, you know, his daughter and son, basically the main two, there's like a whole litter of kids there, but,
Mm. Well,
and,
that's the thing with I guess you could say if you look at the comedy of stereotypes,
yeah,
it's just a character. It's a
yeah, exactly.
characterization, kind of based on things that people believe or not believe. They could be
Hmm.
true, not true, but it's just a character. It's not.
Right,
We're not
right.
saying this is how everybody is. That blah blah blah. But
Yeah, most of the things that are frowned upon are actually just stereotypes, and then your stereotype is just a kind of just a comedic interpretation
yeah, it's just a
of some
character.
of a culture or any it can be any culture, but it's funny. But the actress that plays the daughter, the oldest daughter, is Jane Krasinski. You familiar with her?
Uh,
She uh,
I don't think so.
she was on 30 Rock with Tina Fey.
Oh, okay.
She was the blonde on 30 Rock, and
Okay.
the other kid, I don't think he went on to do anything. But it's just hilarious. She's on the seesaw with Audrey, and she's like, "I
Oh yeah.
French kiss." He said, "Well, everybody does that, but Daddy says I'm the best."
Yeah. Yeah. See,
But
it's just totally like you can't believe. I don't know. It's funny. It's just comedy. It's not like.
well, then on the other hand, the son, Rusty, he's in there with the cousin, and he's like, "What do you do around here? It seems boring." He's like, "I got a stack of nudie books about this high."
Yeah.
And then it cuts to them in the room, and they're looking at them, and he's like, "You ever think about selling these?" That's just where the comic timing is, just how the
Hmm.
lines are said. But the other boys it's like, "Shit, no, I cherish these."
Yeah.
Well, what do you do with them? He's like, "Have you never bopped the bologna before?"
Yeah. It's like that. That might be something that's lost on maybe younger people that watch it because it's
Yeah.
like what is that? They don't know what that is. Exactly.
Oh, I'm
But
sure I didn't understand that when I was a kid when I first saw it. No, I
well,
didn't.
yeah. Like teenagers and stuff. But I don't know. It's just one of those. I don't know. It's. I don't know.
Yeah.
But
It's just hilarious. Sorry, I've spent so much time on that. It's just hilarious. And then she's making Audrey's in there. It's like she's looking at all of her blue ribbons and things for raising pigs and stuff like that. And
hmm
she's like, "Did you do this?" He's like, "Yeah, I did that." She said, "That's not cool, dude." And she's like, "Oh yeah." And she opens up this big shoebox full of weed.
Oh yeah, to be a farmer. I
Yeah.
think a future farmer or something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, like that family's like the complete opposite of the Griswold family. You know, it's like, but I think what part of that is like because everybody has a family member that's completely like the black sheep of the family or something. You know, and they're completely different and way out
Yeah.
there or something. And I think that's kind of that. You know.
Yeah, the old lady that played, I think was it Aunt Edna, or yeah, I think it's Aunt Edna.
Yeah, that was.
I,
I remember her name is Imogene Coca, which is I think she was a '50s comedian or something, 1950s
yeah, I
comedian.
think she was on the Sid Caesar show. What they were
Yeah,
talking about,
yeah, yeah. She was on TV mostly.
but yeah, she. I love when they're sitting there and he's kind of mumbling around like trying to ask for money, and he's like, just ask him for the money. He sure as hell can't take a hint.
Yeah, yeah. All her scenes are hilarious. Just all of them.
Apparently, she's really nice and was like, kept asking, was I too mean in that? Was I too mean?
Yeah,
Whenever she would do it, she's apparently like, incredibly nice. So that says
and
pretty
it was
interesting.
her dog, wasn't it, that they tied to the bumper? It was the
Yeah,
antagonist.
uh, I'm sorry I didn't listen to all the commentary, so I'm not going to get all the tidbits. But yeah, they were talking about evidently in John Hughes' script, it was like very, very more descript for that what happened to the dog, and they couldn't shoot it.
Yeah.
Obviously couldn't shoot it. So
Hmm. Yeah, I
yeah,
mean,
that's just
yeah, that's in bad taste, but you know, it's funny because of the situation, but it's not funny, and you know, it's kind of like
yeah,
it's one of those things where nowadays you have to kind of break it down and make sure that everyone wasn't this or that. But I mean, you knew the dog didn't really die. You knew this, and you know,
yeah. Just to look on the old lady's face whenever a cop comes back up with the leash. He's trying to lie. Said I was speeding.
yeah.
And Rusty keeps butting in and said, no, you didn't. No, you weren't speeding. It was, and he said, shut up, Russ. I too was speeding. I
Well,
was
the
driving
cop,
like a maniac.
well, the cop's holding it. And he's kind of like he's almost getting mad to the point of crying or something. And he's just like, just get out of here or something like that. Or it was hilarious.
Yeah. Yeah. I need to go back and finish listening to the commentary. But I did watch all the movies. I enjoy it. Those are definitely, I'd say Vacation's one I watch every year. I watch it usually at the beginning of summer. That's definitely probably a top Summervision movie for
Mm-hmm.
me. It was
Oh
definitely
yeah,
a
yeah. Well, it's the same thing with like the Christmas Vacation. I always tend to watch it every year now. I
yes.
mean, if I'm not watching A Christmas Story, which I think last year we didn't even watch it. I think my wife was just like, I don't want to watch it. I mean, I love
Yeah.
that movie, but but we do watch that like every year now. So
Yeah, I don't think I watched it this year for some weird reason. It used to be the thing that I always liked catching on TV, but I don't watch a lot of TV anymore, so
hmm
didn't think about it. Even though I have the Blu-ray copy of it, I can watch it
hmm
anytime I want.
yeah.
Speaking of that movie, did you ever see? It was made for HBO, I believe, and it was just an HBO movie, but it was like part two of like I don't. It wasn't Christmas Story 2, but it was like a sequel to Christmas Story with the same characters, not the same actors, obviously, but it was
Yeah.
it was kind of, I don't know if you ever saw that or not. I can't remember
Uh,
the name of it.
well, actually, I think there is a Christmas Story 2, and it's just called Christmas Story 2, I believe. And from what I understand, it's like out of print on video, and it's kind of hard to find, sort of, or
Yeah,
it's kind of expensive ish. I don't know if it's on Blu-ray or not, but I
yeah,
know it's kind of it costs more than the first one, anyways, if you try to find it. And
yeah,
I've always been curious about it, though. I've always kind of
yeah,
wanted to at least check it out.
yeah. Yeah, but this one like takes place in summertime,
Mm,
and it's just kind of it's fine, It's just a kind of fun little movie to watch. At least when I was a kid, it was.
mm,
But yeah, like he does. Yeah, it's definitely that story. It's kind of strange, It's like Return to Oz or something like that. It's like kind of why did it get made anyway?
Yeah, it's kind of like the
So kind of
weird.
thing.
It's like the
Which Return to
redheaded
Oz is
stepchild.
Return to Oz is awesome. You know, it's pretty dark, but it's not.
Yeah, it's yeah. I remember it being kind of creepy when I was a kid, but yeah, it's really different than the other ones. Um, but yeah, I don't know,
Yeah,
man. That movie, I'm trying to think of. There was something I was going to say. But yeah, Harold Ramis, man. I mean, this was before Ghostbusters, wasn't it? This was like the year before Ghostbusters.
I think so. Yeah. It
Yeah,
was
because
right
he,
after it was it was his second movie because
yeah.
his first movie was Caddyshack,
Well,
which
did he do direct Stripes or was he just in Stripes? I think he was.
I think he's just in it. He didn't direct it.
Yeah,
I think it in Stripes like Robert Zemeckis or something like that.
I don't know. Let me look. Oh, Ivan Reitman.
Ivan Reitman, excuse me. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I just looked it up. But yeah, that was 81. So yeah, yeah. Then he made Caddyshack. Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. Caddyshack is a movie I need to buy on home video. I don't have a copy of it. I thought I had a copy on Laserdisc, but I don't. Um,
I've got a copy. I don't know if I have I don't. I think I just have. I think it's only full frame. I might have a widescreen version of it. I'm not positive if it's one of them that you could get in widescreen or not. I
mhm,
feel like I specifically tried to buy it in widescreen because I'd found it full screen, but I might be mistaken. I
mhm.
can't remember, but
Yeah,
that's some of the movies you find on you try to find on Laserdisc, and you get disappointed if there's not a there's no widescreen version of it. It kind of
mhm,
sucks.
yeah,
That's how there's a bunch of movies like that, especially the early '80s and stuff that never did get reported in the '90s when they started doing a lot of the the letterboxing and stuff like that. So
yeah, yeah. That's well, and then like Warner Brothers back in like the 80s, well, on Laserdisc, they would come out with like a letterbox version, and then there would be a full frame, or actually, I think it was like a matte. It's like just matted version or something, but it's not widescreen. So yeah,
yeah.
you're right. You have to kind of look and see, and a lot of times the jackets always look the same on a Laserdisc with
Hmm.
Warner Brothers ones. So you have to really look.
Now, some of them, they put it big on the front, it's widescreen. And some of them, it's just got a little stamp on the back. You got to squint your eyes to see.
Yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, matter of fact, I picked up a really cool laser disc this week. We'll talk about it later. Talk about stuff that
Okay.
actually I hadn't picked up any laser discs in a long time.
Yeah. Yeah, believe it or not, the last couple of weeks I haven't bought hardly any movies. I don't have anything to show at all. I've been taking a break from it. I've got a big stack of stuff unwatched. I need to knock some of that stuff out. I've been fooling with with the frisbee golf stuff again.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been
Well,
kind of spending money that way. So I
well,
think I'm just trying to not spend as much money in general because of the economy
yeah,
and
yeah.
everything. Just trying not to spend so much. So
Well, that's what I tell myself, man. And then something comes out, and it's like, oh man. So I may see. I thought about next month not doing that, but then I think the Barnes and Noble sale starts next month, more than likely. So I'll probably end up buying something. But yeah,
yeah,
I'm kind of in the same boat with you. I'm trying to catch up on stuff I've bought and try
yeah.
to.
I'm sorry for any of the collectors out there who want to see a lot of stuff. It's just it's kind of the time of year I kind of get burnt out a little bit, and I have to reset anyways. Because it was this time last year I kind of started collecting toys for the first time, and I kind of took a break from movies for a while. But
Mhm.
I'm not taking a break from movies. I'm just going to try to, while we have some of this hot weather, set in during the day and watch
Yeah,
some movies.
yeah. Well, it's a good
I
time to get out and do stuff in the summer, And
I did order. Oh,
I'm
go
usually
ahead.
out
Go
in the
ahead.
yard more in the summer doing stuff. I have to.
I did order. Hang on a second here. It's the Gauntlet. I'd never had seen it. Somebody was talking about
Oh
it.
yeah,
Clint Eastwood.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Oh wow, is that VHS or is that a?
Blu-ray.
Oh, is that Blu-ray? Okay.
Hmm.
Yeah, I got the Blu-ray, but it's got different artwork on it.
Yeah. Sorry, $10.
Oh, okay. It's your phone. I thought that was the case for a minute there. It looked like a thick.
Oh,
It looked like a thick VHS case for a second there.
I thought I'd take a look at that and
Mm.
see how it was. Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty good. It's I was the same way, man. It was like, man, I'd known about it for a long time, and it's like I couldn't remember it whatsoever. And I bought it. And it's got Sandra Locke, who he would go on to. They were, I guess, dating. I don't think they ever got married or something, or maybe they did get married, but it's got her in it. But it's a pretty good movie, actually. I like it.
Yeah. But earlier I was talking about ranking them. I'd say my ranking would be probably Vacation, Christmas Vacation, Vegas Vacation, and then European Vacation. I actually put a European on the bottom, even though it's kind of more of the original ones. But I just don't think it's as good as the rest.
Mm-hmm.
It's got its moments, but it's got Eric Idle in the movie. I mean, and they don't really. He's got a funny part, where he keeps getting hurt by Clark. It's got some funny stuff. I like the scene where he keeps crashing into people who's driving on the wrong side of the road and keeps hitting cars, one after another. And then he hits Eric Idle, who actually runs a bicycle over him, and he's like hurt really bad. And everybody's being really polite about it. All the British are being like really polite. They're like, "Oh, no worries, no worries."
Yeah.
And he hands the bumper to Clark and say, "Here, take it back to the States with you as a memento." It's just. Yeah. It has its moments, but it's not altogether. It's just it just doesn't it doesn't really hit to me.
Yeah, I think I agree on that ranking. I think that would how I would rank it too. Actually, even though I do still need to rewatch Euro and Vegas because I hadn't seen them for so long, but I agree with you on that ranking. I think that's about right.
Yeah, Vegas stands up pretty good. I enjoyed it.
Mm-hmm.
It looks pretty good. It kind of for some reason the people who wrote it, it was a guy and a girl who wrote it, and they just did a good job. I mean, I feel like they really mimicked the old style of at least the original Vacation and stuff. It's just funny. It's just got funny stuff in it. That comedic timing's kind of there with the characters, and
yeah,
there is a lot of Cousin Eddie though. There's a lot of that, and it works for the most part. I like it. I think it actually helps break it up a little bit. See, that's actually what I was thinking about the other day about Vegas Vacation. About European Vacation. Now, it would have worked. It would have been really funny. And there's a scene where they have German relatives they go and visit, and they go to the wrong apartment. It's not them, and they just kind of force their way in. And like these people are like, who the fuck are they? They don't speak any English, and they're just they like leave the next day and they're like, who the hell was that? Well, it's funny, but it's very brief, and it really does nothing really happens, And then they go on, and then there's this. That's about all the German scene. It would have been funnier if they would have thought about maybe having Randy Quaid there, but basically have a bunch of redneck Germans, basically have but it'd be them speaking German, and it'd be like kind of that version of a redneck, in Germany, and they would go. That's would have been funny.
Yeah.
But the way they played it just wasn't as funny. There's things, you think you would think about that. I mean, maybe they thought about something like that and they couldn't get Randy again, but I highly doubt it, because he's been in all the other movies. So
yeah, he wasn't in that one at all, was he? In the European?
Yeah.
See, that's kind of what I was thinking. That would have been a cool thing to go over there. It would have been like, wow, Yeah, that would have been funny. Yeah, that would have been easy to come up with. I don't know why they didn't come up with that. I don't know.
Yeah, if I came up with it, then I don't know. But yeah, I mean, like little gags like that would have made it funny. You could have really played with that a whole lot. And I just feel like they just kept skipping over each area. Really, even the England stuff, where it starts is not really that long. It's just that it's kind of like they don't spend enough time where they're at to really.
Hmm.
I mean, you're on a vacation. It's it's they won the pig in the poke contest and all this
Hmm.
stuff, and
Well, maybe what they should have done was just kept it in one country and then expanded on the humor at that place, like National Lampoon's British Vacation or German Vacation or something, and then have something unfold in that country, and then you could have these German characters, funny
yeah,
like the redneck German characters or something. That would have
yeah,
been, or even British redneck characters or something like
yeah.
that. But that would have
Oh
been
yeah,
that would have been funny.
yeah, yeah. It would have been, but it's yeah. It just I think there was some potential there, and it's just kind of weak for Amy Heckerling. She's such a good director, and
Mm-hmm.
it's and sometimes right. I guess has written some of the stuff she's done, and
Mm-hmm.
just I mean, it just feels like a paycheck for her. It just didn't feel like it was like that well done for her.
Well, they probably knew it was going to be a big hit after the first one was such a big box office hit. So it was just
Yeah,
like, yeah, everyone's going to come out to see this. So it's a hot property or something. So
yeah,
try to do their best on it. But yeah, I think the script was just weak. It's kind of weak, and maybe some of the characters needed a little bit more to it.
yeah.
Like you said, yeah, I think that's basically what happened.
Yeah, and they got away from like other movies that had like Vegas didn't have Christy Brinkley in here, but Vegas Vacation brought Christy Brinkley back. But
Mm-hmm.
they could have had some weird thing and had Christy Brinkley in there, where she's passing them in a car and he's doing this whole trying to be cool and
Mm-hmm.
driving too fast, trying to keep up with her, it's kind of thing. But that's not even there. It kind of I know you don't need to, and I'm definitely against doing the same thing over and over. But
Mm-hmm.
in a movies like that, it kind of works. You kind of expect it, and this movie tried to completely go away from. I mean, there was just one movie before, so what can he really say was
Yeah,
traditions and
yeah.
things at that point? But I mean, they got it right in Christmas Vacation. Some of
Yeah,
the
I
stuff,
think
and
that's what they did. I think they realized that it's like uh, we got to bring back Eddie, we got to bring back the family, and
hmm
we got to do that because we know that'll work, and it did work.
yeah,
But but yeah, that would have been funny. Like if he was driving along the road in Germany or something, and
yeah,
there's Christy Brinkley. It would just be kind of like
yeah, yeah,
bizarre. And then somehow or another, she's in the next movie, and then she's in the next movie, and it's just
yeah,
it would just be weird.
yeah. But yeah, I just love the yeah, I really like all of them to some degree. But sorry, I was trying to fill some air there a little bit. I didn't have any cohesive thought in my head really about that what I was just saying. But what I was thinking about was they and saying all that, I forgot what I was talking about.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's how I do every time. I forget what I'm talking about. I
yeah,
make myself forget what I was thinking about and do it. So,
that's what I do.
but
But
what
yeah,
was
I
I
mean,
thinking about? There, Dave, for me. Yeah,
yeah. Overall, I mean, I don't know, man. It's like it's definitely one of the best of the '80s. Definitely, like one of the best
yeah,
comedies of the '80s, and actually, I had a big deluxe set, and it was like 20 movies. Like it was like the best comedies of all time. Warner Brothers put it out. They,
yeah,
they they did a whole series of it. And it was like in a real big fat case, and it was one of the movies in it. It was from the '80s, so it was because it had everything from I think the Philadelphia Story all the way up to this and stuff like that. So
oh yeah. But I was thinking about I was going to ask you. You knew that you probably know about that spin-off that got made? It was like cousin Eddie's Island Vacation or something like that.
yeah, I think so.
Supposed to be pretty horrible. I've actually not seen it, but I've seen it reviewed and several times from people just talking about it. It's supposed to be pretty bad. I might just pick it up for shits and giggles on DVD and try to
Hmm.
find it cheap and buy it and see. But it's supposed to be pretty bad.
Yeah, I mean, in real life, man, he's a Looney Tune, man.
Yeah.
He was in a lot of trouble or did something like really bizarre some years back.
Well,
They say,
he basically fled to Canada. He has like
yeah,
a YouTube. He used to have a YouTube channel. It's just bizarre. He's like into UFOs big time and
hmm
all kinds of like crazy stuff like that.
yeah, him and his wife, and they're like really strange.
Yeah, I'm not sure if his website's up anymore. His YouTube page is up anymore. I used to follow him, but I don't ever see any posts. So
Hmm.
yeah, I don't know. So
Yeah, I might have to check that out.
yeah, it's pretty bizarre. He grew like a really big beard and grew his hair long and
Hmm. It's
yeah, I
interesting.
can't remember what happened, but I forget what happened to him. He had like you're saying something happened in California, but for some reason I'm thinking that it's the reason he had to evade. It wasn't like he committed a crime, but it was like something I don't remember what it was over.
It was something really dumb. Like I don't know if he had like speeding tickets or traffic violations that he didn't show up to court for or something, or it was just something odd like that. He ended up getting a warrant out for him or something like that. It was something just wasn't bad. It was just some little infraction of some sort. But yeah, he's definitely a Looney Tune man, or he was anyway for a second there.
Says over the past decade, he has become quite infamous for conspiracy theories and legal issues, including a string of arrests. Back in 2009, he and his wife were arrested for using an invalid credit card to pay a $10,000 bill in Santa Barbara. So I guess it
Oh,
was
okay.
illegal.
Okay, yeah, yeah. That's a little bit bigger than what I was thinking.
Yeah. I can't remember what it was all about, but that was the gist of it.
Mhm.
He's so good in that. I mean, he's good in Independence Day and
Mhm. Yeah,
however many else. Is
yeah. I
he?
mean, he comes from a good family of actors. The Quaid brothers. Dennis
Yeah.
Quaid, and uh, I think his dad was who was his dad? It was another Quaid. But yeah, there's a bunch of brothers, and
Yeah. Yeah, do you know what I think his first role was in the Last Picture Show. Was that correct? That's him in that, isn't it?
yeah,
That's not Dennis. It's Randy, isn't it? Yeah.
yeah. That's Randy, and then he was in the Last Detail with Jack Nicholson, where he's in the Navy, and they're taking him to basically to prison, a Navy prison. That's a real good movie if you've never seen that. That's
Yeah, I'm going to check it out. I don't think I have seen it.
yeah,
Just
yeah. I think the director was Hal Ashby.
yeah.
Yeah, his siblings, Dennis Quaid, and he's got somebody Buddy Quaid. I don't know who that is. Yeah, I was thinking he had famous parents, but I don't know who they are really.
Yeah, I've been familiar with the Last Detail. I'm familiar with that cover art, but I've never bought it for some reason.
Hmm. Yeah,
It is it.
there's a good indicator
You
video.
know you know how much it's going for right now on
Uh,
Amazon.
I think it was like $20 last time I
That's
looked.
$65.
Oh, because when I picked it up, it was under 20 when I got it.
Yeah, 65. One of them 61 and another 65.
Yeah, you might be able to find it cheaper on eBay, possibly, because it may be out of print. That's why it's so
Yeah,
expensive all of a sudden.
yeah. I'll have to check that out at another time. But try.
But then again, you can get a cheaper DVD version of it too, or I even
Yeah,
have it on Laserdisc. Actually, there's an old Laserdisc of it.
yeah. Hopefully, I've been seeing a lot of good prices here and there, but then sometimes something like that. But that's would probably be considered an import. But
Mhm.
I don't think that was something new that they just recently picked up and it'd be expensive. I don't know.
Mm-mm,
I'm
I don't.
afraid everything's going to go way up. That's why I'm just kind of chilling out right now, not spending so much money. You know,
Yeah. Sometimes it's just like,
this high gas prices will have to eventually start affecting
yeah.
things.
Yeah, I'm definitely more picky now, picky choosy. Like it's like, I don't need that version. Like now there's a whole like slew of 4Ks coming out of all kinds of different stuff, and it's like I don't really need the 4K. I got a really nice Blu-ray, I've been like
Yeah,
that here lately, just kind of
there's some
got.
things I want to replace. Like I do. I definitely want to. I'm definitely got that pre-ordered, the giant 4K release.
Hmm.
Because I hate to say if that Blu-ray doesn't look that good to me. It didn't look that good to me. So
Yeah, I think I have the same version that Warner Brothers one, and
I have
I,
that big set they put out, and
yeah, that's what I got. I didn't think it was that sharp. I didn't think
yeah,
the picture wasn't that sharp. It looked
yeah,
really not exactly faded out, but it looked like
yeah,
it just needed to be tweaked out a little bit. Just.
yeah. I just wouldn't. Hopefully they fix this with the new version. It's too good of a movie not to have like a really great transfer, and it just didn't look like it had a great transfer. It didn't make sense.
Hmm.
That's why they didn't do it. They may not have even transferred it. They may have just stuck it on Blu-ray and said, "Hey, we'll get some money from this." All
Yeah,
three of them. I
yeah.
can't remember. Did Reb? I haven't watched Rebel Without a Cause in a while. That's I can't remember if it looked good or not.
I
That's
I haven't seen the. There isn't a 4K, is it? I don't think there's a 4K yet.
no. There's just that Blu-ray. It came with that same set, or it's not the
Well,
same set, but it got released at the same time.
yeah. I mean, the difference between that Blu-ray and the DVD copy I have of Rebel, they don't look too far apart from each other. There's I think it
Yeah,
might be the same case as Giant with that
yeah.
one. I don't think they.
Put
I
it through
think
a
I
very
yeah.
vigorous transfer process.
I
Yeah.
think they just upgraded it to HD and they didn't really do
Hmm.
anything else to it.
Yeah.
But
That's
that's a great movie though.
yeah. I'm curious to see what laser disc you got. I think
Oh, okay.
we've talked about Vacation quite a bit.
Yeah, I think I think most people probably know about as much as we do. But yeah, this was something I didn't know existed, man. This is a movie that I've always loved. It's been one of my favorite westerns, favorite action movies of all time. And apparently, in the I think October of 1997, it came out in a really deluxe set, and it's in all CAV, so there's 30 minutes on each side,
Yeah.
and it's got a documentary with it and some other stuff. I'll show you. It's of the Wild Bunch. I don't know if you can see that,
Oh, that's
but
nice.
yeah, but it's in a thicker case,
Looks like you
and
got you got a good copy of it too. It looks good and shiny, like it's brand new.
yeah, it's there's only like one little dent on the side, but yeah, the box is excellent. What's really cool, it came with the soundtrack, and the soundtrack is still sealed. It's got the CD soundtrack um, copy in there, and then it comes with a booklet. Let's see here. It's a 76-page booklet, but it's in a magazine style, so it's kind of a big booklet,
That's
and
cool.
it's pretty thick, and it's got a lot of stories, pictures. It's got some of the script that's been reprinted.
That's really
Uh,
nice.
but yeah, it was in really good shape, and I noticed that some of the other copies they had for sale were upwards of like I want to say 60 all the way up to 100 or more of it, and I had never known this set was ever out, and the guy was offering it for I think with shipping it was like $20. So I thought, I'll go ahead and get it because
That's pretty good.
yeah, I just thought, yeah, I get it. Because I haven't got a laser disc in a long time, and I was really shocked at how good like you said, the case is really sharp and nice. Whoever had it took care of it,
Yeah.
and they never opened the CD, and it's pretty cool. And I spun it the other night, and it looks pretty good.
Yeah, that'd be a good one.
Yeah.
I think I have. I think I have just the regular version, CLV, just the
Yeah.
regular. I think it's a 2 disc set. I believe. I'm pretty sure I
Yeah.
have it. That's actually a project I'm gonna do. I was planning on doing this summer at some point, but I'm gonna alphabetize all my laser discs and
Hmm. Yeah, it's got the same. This is the regular jacket for it, so it's the same artwork as the
yeah,
CLV one. Um, but yeah, you just get
that's
an
nice.
extra disc, and it's got a really cool documentary on here called an album and montage, and it's about 45 minutes. And I don't remember ever seeing that. I'm not sure if it's on the Blu-ray or DVD version. I can't remember if it is on there or not. But yeah,
It's
thought it was
cool.
pretty cool.
That's really nice. I like it. Like I
Yeah.
say, and I don't believe I have anything to really show you. I don't know if I had that the last time. I have that Hell and High Water Steelbook. That's about it.
Oh yeah,
I
that's a
think
good
I
one.
about showed that to you before. I'm not
I
sure.
think so. Yeah, I did pick up the Northman.
Did you ask me about that?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I asked you about that. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
That's another one I want to get, but I'm still just kind of holding out.
Well, what is what's the deal with the price? Remember, I gave it away in our that Blu-ray,
Mm.
but remember, I don't remember who won it though. I was just going to send it to you anyways because I have the Blu-ray version of it, not the another 4K version.
Oh,
If
I
you
don't
want,
know.
if you want the Blu-ray Criterion, I'll
I
just
don't
send it to
remember.
you.
I don't remember who won it. Was that the same night that the He-Man figure was?
The one person who won never sent us any information. Remember, we didn't know anything about. He was one of the Dutch guy.
Oh, okay.
He never sent us any information. I couldn't find him anywhere.
Oh, was it
So
the Dutch film buff? Was that who
yeah,
it was?
yeah.
Yeah, I think I can get in touch with him. I think I know somebody that can get in touch with him.
I wouldn't worry about it. I just we'll just you can
Yeah,
just have that copy. You can send that toy. I haven't sent it out yet. I'll send it to you
yeah.
next week sometime.
Okay, yeah.
And you
Because
can just keep it because I don't think he was much interest. I don't think he really was cared because he didn't really respond to us when he won or anything. So
yeah, yeah. Well, I picked that up, and I got that new. I don't know if you've heard of this movie, The Northman.
hmm
Yeah, I got that.
I need
I
to
haven't.
get that. It's supposed to be really good.
Yeah, it's what I've heard too. I haven't watched it yet.
I actually attempted to go. I was going to go see it in the theater a while back, and I ended up not making it. So
Mm.
it kind of sucks.
And then with the Johnny Depp trial and everything, like me and my wife have been talking about the pirate movie. So I got this deluxe set that's got all four or all five movies because I only had the first two on Blu-ray, so we ended up getting this, and it's got all five
Yeah,
Pirates of the Caribbean.
yeah, I bought that as well. It was cheap. It was just like 20 something bucks, wasn't it? 25
Yeah,
bucks or 20 bucks or something like that.
actually, it was like 19. It
Yeah,
was,
that's what I
yeah,
was thinking. It was
yeah,
pretty
but
cheap.
yeah, for all five movies, and so yeah, it is what it is. I mean,
Yeah, I don't think I have.
a couple of them are kind of weird. Kind of, I don't like them as much. The first one I think is the best one.
Did I show you that? I'm pretty sure I've showed you everything in this pile. That Richard Fleischer noir
Hmm.
set. I'm pretty sure I showed you that.
Yeah.
I've noticed that Indicator's starting to release the. I don't know if they're new releases, but I've noticed people showing them here recently. But it's I think they're doing the Universal noirs now. I think
Oh
it's
yeah, yeah. I
they're
got an
set.
email. Yeah, I got an email today about that. It's basically the single edition. I don't know. Are they singles or is it a box set? I can't
Box
remember.
set. The one
It's a
I
box.
seen was a box set.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
It
There's a
would.
couple of them. I did. I missed getting that on another set, and then they're going to release it now. But yeah, there's
Well,
like three movies I really want that's going to be on that
well,
set.
there's a part 4 now to the Columbia noirs.
Hmm.
I don't. I think it just recently come out. So I mean, I can't afford to buy all that stuff.
Yeah,
At the
no,
moment.
it's hard because I got all three of those in my Amazon cart, and I think they're going for like $29.
Which
You can
ones?
like I think one, two, three, four, maybe. I think is there three or four of them.
Oh, they're going for $20, 20 something
Let me
dollars.
like $29, I believe. Let me look at it.
The indicators.
Oh no, this is the regular Sony ones. Let me see here.
The Mill Creek sets.
No, I think these are. Let me show you a picture of it. This
Okay.
is yeah, this is the Noir archive. Let's see, one, two, three. Okay, this is the third one. Let me show you. I don't know if you can see it.
Yeah, I have those. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I thought about getting those because I mean, it's on Blu-ray, and a lot of these come out on Indicator ends up releasing these in their own sets.
Well, that's the one thing. Actually, there's different movies on some of them. Like each set has at least some different movies, and that's why I bought the third set. The third set's completely different.
Mm.
If they're not all the same, that's why I had to look at that and decide if I wanted to try to buy the indicator sets. And there are different movies now. Some are duplicates, but
Mm-hmm.
I think I think set number one has the most duplicates on it, but I think it still has a couple of movies that's not on on those sets. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I think that's why I haven't bought any of them yet because there's different, like you said. Now they
Hmm.
just announced that set, so it's kind of like, I don't know what to do. You know, I can't buy them
Yeah,
all. So,
yeah. I just wish they were a little cheaper, but
mhm. Well,
it's
the one,
nice packaging and everything. So
yeah, the one that I showed you was $29.95. I think is
yeah,
what it's going for, and each one of them are like around the same price. So I thought,
yeah. I bought them and watched them all, and I'd watch them every one of them. So they're really
yeah,
good. Some really good stuff on there. I
yeah,
think there's at least there's one of them. I think the second set has an Anthony Mann noir on there that's really good.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got that. I think what was it, number three of the Indicator Noir set, the red one,
Hmm.
and I finally finished it a couple weeks ago. It took me a while, man. I think it had six movies on there or something. It took me quite a while to catch up on all of it because I watch everything on it before I do a video, and then
Yeah.
uh,
It's pretty nice stuff.
yeah, I know when those go out of print, they're very expensive. Those
Yeah.
indicator boxes, they go upwards of $100 and some dollars. That's really crazy.
Yeah. The worst thing is you pretty much have to get them in
Pre-order
region B. So
region B.
they're pretty much a region B. Sometimes they'll be universal, but most of the time they're region B.
Hmm.
Which I mean, I'm obviously can play them now, but I just I don't understand why Blu-rays ever region locked them anyways. That's aggravating.
Yeah, it's
Blu-ray was advertised like they were not going to do that with them, and then 4Ks they don't. I don't think they were region locked at all, but
mm-mm.
at least they're not so far. So it's
Yeah,
been kind of aggravating.
yeah, that's kind of silly. But maybe it's kind of branding it or something. You know, like they make you. Well, I don't see why because it actually the average person's not going to want to buy a special modded Blu-ray player just to watch these movies from another country. You know, except us
Yeah,
crazy film fans like us will do
yeah.
it.
Yeah, that's the only people that's doing it. People that are really want those European copies. The average person don't know that even exist. That market even exists. It's crazy how much people don't know this or that. How much people are kind of locked into their own world. So
Hmm. Yeah, and I like a lot of the European stuff because they just some of the the packaging, and they do give some love to some other movies that are kind of like kind of not not celebrated as much here and stuff like that. Like Germany really loves westerns, so they put out all kinds of crazy westerns and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah,
It-
that's about it. I mean, I didn't really get anything spectacular.
yeah, I
I did.
haven't
Well,
haven't
actually, I
checked.
did. I did pick this other movie up. This is an older movie with Kevin Costner called The Guardian.
Yeah, I
Uh,
remember that movie. I can't remember if I saw it or not, but I remember
yeah,
that.
yeah, he's like a Coast Guard trainer, and it's got Ashton Kutcher in it too.
That's going back a few years where he was
Yeah,
relevant.
yeah, it's like 2005 or something like that. But I watched a trailer. I think it was on before one of the pirate movies, and it one of those big dramatic trailers that make you want to go see it. So I thought I bought it, and it was
Yeah,
like $5. So
it's pretty good. There's a lot of good deals floating around on Amazon right now. If
mhm.
you know, when they'll come up, I'm like, man, I'll be like, I looked for that Eastwood movie this afternoon. It's $10. It's like you can't pass that up, really. You know.
Yeah, you get it next day if you got Prime, and sometimes
Yeah,
they got like an instant coupon. I've noticed here a lot lately. Like you check the box, you get an additional like $2 off or something.
yeah,
So
yeah. I was trying to think. I'd ordered something else. It hadn't came in yet. I can't remember what it was. Let's see here. Oh yeah, I bought. I never owned a copy of Nixon for some reason. I'm a big
oh
Oliver Stone fan, but I never owned it for some reason, and I ordered
yeah,
that. It was the same way. It was like $10.
mm,
I don't understand what Amazon. Have you ever noticed Amazon? If you'll pull up an item, sometimes like a more expensive version will come up on Blu-ray.
mm,
You ever notice that they'll have a Blu-ray there, and it'll be like $20, and then you'll scan on down. It'll be the same version for $10, and
yeah, yeah. I've noticed that, and it's not a different region or anything. It's the same copy, and
yeah,
it's like yeah, what is that? I've noticed that too. It's like
I, I don't know if they. I wonder if they do that. I wonder if it's a sneaky trick they do, and I wonder if there's people that have such impulse buying, if they'll just see that and just like, bam, I bought it, and
mhm,
paid double for it, you know,
yeah.
and never even scroll down. I wonder if that's people do that.
Well, sometimes they have private sellers that sell stuff through Amazon. I've noticed
Yeah,
too. So
yeah,
I don't know if that's the case or if it's just like you said, because I'm guilty of that. I've done that at least a couple times where I'm looking for something, I see it, it's like, oh, okay, I got it, and then later on you notice like, what the heck is this? It's $5 cheaper.
Well, you got to when it comes to some things, especially when you're looking for like old TV sets and things. If you'll look it up on Amazon, they'll have a price on there, but you better check eBay because if you go to eBay, they might have the same price, brand new.
Hmm.
They might have the same set, brand new, for a lot 20% cheaper or a lot cheaper than that.
Hmm.
I've had that. I've seen that happen many times. I've double checked. I think, man, that's kind of expensive. It seems a little bit high. So I'll check eBay and then go down there and it would. Yeah, sure enough, and that's a weird thing for eBay because eBay usually they usually kind of jack prices up sometimes. You know, on certain
Hmm.
items, and
Yeah.
sometimes they got people out there trying to move product. I bought the Dukes of Hazard box set like that. They were selling it at Walmart. I forget how much they were selling at Walmart for. It was like 59.90. It was like $60. So I went on
Hmm.
Amazon and they were wanting like 80 or $90 for it. So I was like, I don't for some reason I didn't buy it at Walmart for some reason. So I was like, I'm gonna look on Amazon, and I found it on eBay for I think even cheaper than what they. I
Hmm.
think I found it like for $40 or something, $45 or something on
Hmm.
eBay. It was crazy.
Yeah, that's the thing is with Amazon. I kind of like when I'm looking for something, I'll look at eBay and I'll look at Amazon, and if I don't like it, I'll look at some other websites. But a lot of times, Amazon and eBay are good with shipping because a lot of eBay sellers will have free shipping a lot of times. and and they usually, those are the two main places and stuff. I do some direct ordering from companies and stuff, but um, I guess it depends on what it is, and if you shop around, you can get some really good deals like that.
Well, I think we were talking the last, the show with GCAP on here. I think we were talking that night about, like the worst thing about getting from the direct buyers is paying the shipping. Like the shipping's expensive.
Yeah.
Unless you buy like buy $150 worth of stuff, then they might give you free shipping or something. It's just it's hard to go and buy like one movie and just try to justify a $10 shipping rate.
Yeah, that's with Kino. Like the Kino sale, I went on there, and you had to buy $50 worth of stuff to get free shipping. If not, you would have to pay like $9 shipping or something like that. So it was like, So
that's not a bad price point to try to hit though, because you know how you are. You could probably spend $50 fairly easy on Kino stuff.
Yeah. Well, it's like when I ordered the two Sergio Leone 4Ks, Fistful of Dollars, and for a few dollars more. I ordered them pre-ordered them from Kino, and it was the same situation. So I had to put another like $5.99 Blu-ray in there or something like that, and I ended up getting free shipping though. But
that's pretty good though.
But at the time, it was still cheaper than Amazon as far as pre-order. By a few dollars, but it pays to kind of shop around and not just instinctively just buy whatever you find at first, But I don't know. It just depends on what you're looking for, because you can usually find a good deal. I have a really good success rate with eBay. I mean, a lot of times people are down on eBay for, and that does happen. If you're bidding on something, it goes crazy. But if you're just buying it straight up from somebody, and you can even make an offer to them, and a lot of times they'll take the offer, So
absolutely,
that's a good way to get it.
Yeah, if it's reasonable, I'll usually, if it's a reasonable price, I'll just buy now. If it's something I feel it's reasonable and I've kind of looked into it, I guess anybody that's smart should try to bid it, because the problem is I've had so many times where it said or better offer, and I've offered them like something reasonably. Sometimes I'll just take off maybe $5, just to see if they'll do anything, even though that's not the best way to negotiate something like that. And then they'll say no, they don't want him to take $5 off. It's like, why in the hell do you even have the option? I mean, eBay may make that option. It may not make it you able to not have that option, but still.
Well, there's been many times, man, like that, where somebody's got to make offer, and I'll do the same thing you just said, and they won't do it. So I'll try another one with them, and they won't take it. And the only thing they'll take is like a quarter off, like a 25 cents off of it. That's as far as they would go with it. And it's just like, what the heck? It's like, that's not even worth doing a make offer. That's just dumb. It's like 50 cents off or something. It's like,
but sometimes some people are actually, that's how I bought one of my nice Laserdisc players. I was telling you about buying that Laserdisc player up in Columbus, Ohio. Somebody I got on eBay one day and was looking for one, and somebody had one posted. I think it had it was just, I can't remember what the overall price was. I think it was $150 for the Laserdisc player, and it was like 20 Laserdiscs or something. It was like Criterion Collection. It was a bunch of good stuff. What he had, I don't know if they'd had it all listed there, but he was selling both. And that's when I was very first getting into it. I was like, well, that sounds like I said, I know I'll have to drive and get it. Yeah. But gas wasn't high at the time, and it was like, it was kind of I was like, it'd be kind of fun to drive up to Columbus. It's a few hours. That'd be a fun little trip to go up. So it was like, or make best offer. So I was like, will you take 120? And he came back and was like, come and get it, basically come and get it. I might have been able to got it for cheaper than that.
Yeah. A lot of times people just want to get rid of it. And and to mail a Laserdisc player. I sold one time to somebody, and it can cost upwards of $50 to ship one because they're pretty heavy.
Well, he wouldn't ship it. It was pickup only because I think he was a collector. I don't know how big of a collector he was, but he said when he moved from, I think, like Seattle, in that area. He moved from Seattle to Columbus, and his Laserdisc player got damaged in shipping. Like the shippers damaged it. So after that, he said he wouldn't ship anymore. But actually, that Laserdisc player, it was the reason why it was cheap was because it was supposedly the door wouldn't open, and so I was like, that's after I'd been watching a bunch of videos of how you can fix that issue pretty easy. And I think I wanted a project just to see, and it was marginally cheap with the Laserdisc and everything. So I was like, well, I'll give it a try, even if it was a nice player. It's a really nice. It's a Pioneer. I'm sorry, I don't know the number it's setting over here, but it's one of it has a DVD. It had a DVD player and Laserdisc player. So it was like it came out. It was like a 1997 model when it came out, and yeah, so I've got it home. I took it home after I got home. I was like, well, I'm gonna plug it up and see exactly if it'll do anything at all. See if it'll try to open and see. And so I hook it up and I hit the eject button, and at first nothing happened. So I was like, I kind of tweaked the door a little bit, or you could get a hold of the outside, and I kind of just like pushed on it a little bit, and it shot out. It just started working. It's worked ever since perfectly. Nothing was wrong with it. I don't know what the heck happened, but it worked perfectly.
Well, a lot of times with that, the only thing you have to do basically is replace a belt. A lot of times is a belt, or put some grease on it. And I've fixed at least 2 of them like that and stuff. But yeah, when something gets shipped, it's like you're really taking a chance unless the person really knows how to ship it well and pad it well and all that stuff. But I got a really nice one, kind of like what you're talking about, where it plays. It's a 90. The model was CLD 90 or DVL 90, and you can play DVDs also on it. And
probably a pretty similar model to what I have.
Yeah, and it's really cool, and I got a really good deal on it, and it's one of the ones that's got wood grain sides where you go.
Oh, okay, that's not. Is that an Elite? That's an Elite, isn't it?
It's an Elite, yeah.
Yeah, mine's not an Elite. It's just the regular Pioneer. Yeah.
Yeah, but those models with the DVD players are pretty nice. I like those.
Yeah.
But yeah, a lot of times it doesn't take much. I guess some people just don't want to fool with it at all. Just don't even try. But yeah, their mechanics are so cool. You open it up and it's just simple mechanics with it and stuff. It's really cool.
Yeah, I actually bought another one later on down the road. I bought another. It wasn't as nice of a model, but it was another. And it was looked in the pictures. It looked in great shape, and the guy shipped it. I did have it shipped, and it came in like this. It had like bubble wrap around the whole thing, and the bubble wrap, I bet, was that thick all the way around it. It took about 20 minutes to cut it all off of it to get into it.
Yeah,
and it's the one I have in my bedroom in there, and it's like was perfectly clean. It was like it looked like brand new. It didn't look like it had been used hardly at all. No scratches on the top. It was just like pristine. The remote was the same way, and the other one was as well. The other one was really clean as well. But the other one the other one actually came with still had the instruction booklet for it. Mm-hmm. He had actually bought that player that I bought from somebody else in Columbus, I believe. Mm-hmm. I think it was a replacement for the one that broke from him, and he bought it from the original owner. And the guy had like the paperwork, and inside the instruction booklet was still the receipt for it from 1997. It was $999 in 1997 for that unit.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. That's why I picked up a few, over time because it was just so crazy to buy one back in the day. Because the
Yeah.
model I bought way back in the early '90s it wasn't even a dual. It wouldn't automatically flip, so
Yeah.
you had to actually flip manually yourself and stuff.
Yeah.
It was a base model, so I always wanted a nice one. So, later on, I was able to get one. But yeah, man, they were like 900, 1200, $1,300 machines. It was like,
Well, that Elite you had, how much would it have been new? If that one I had was 1,000, that Elite was probably
yeah,
1,500, probably
yeah,
new.
yeah. All those elites were crazy prices and stuff, and I got a really good deal with it. It was an older man, and he had had it all those years, and he barely used it, and he just sold it one day, shipped it to me. It's like I got a great deal on it. So,
Yeah, it's kind of sad you looking back in the 90s and stuff, seeing it because I don't know. It just I think me and you pretty much that's when we really grew up. We were kids for the most part in the 80s. I
mhm.
remember the 80s vividly, but I don't. I kind of came into my own in the 90s. That's what kind of
Oh yeah.
shaped my pop culture love for pop culture and
Hmm.
shaped love for movies and shaped my taste in music and things like that.
Oh yeah.
So
Yeah.
because I was it's in my teens in those years, and you're a little bit ahead of me, but
Yeah, it was the same thing, man. Same, all those
it
years of
it was
early
just
'90s.
the movies of those era. At least the mid to late '90s. Did you feel like the movies were like, and throughout the '80s as well, or throughout the early '90s as well? But I feel like they're like the way they shot movies, not all movies, but the way they shot like the mainstream stuff, the
Hmm.
comedies and things like it were really brightly lit. They're very vivid colors and things like that. It just
Hmm.
I feel like the film stock in the era was really good. It was
Hmm.
the movies, not necessarily the cinematography was amazing, but they looked really bright and colorful.
Hmm. Yeah.
I'm thinking about thinking about um kung fu
Oh.
No, excuse me. Beverly Hills Ninja, excuse me.
Oh
Like
yeah.
Beverly Hills
Yeah.
Ninja and all those type of comedies, like the Adam Sandler comedies and stuff.
Hmm.
They have a different feeling to them, and
Hmm.
they felt like I don't know. I always flash back to, and I was seeing a lot of movies in that area. After I got my license in 95, 94, 95, when I got my driver's license,
Hmm.
it was kind of on with movies. That's when I started going to the theater a lot.
Yeah. Yeah. That me too. Same thing. But yeah, I don't know. I think MTV videos back then influenced a lot of movies and stuff. The way bright,
Yeah,
the cutting and editing sometimes and stuff like that was kind of influenced on it and everything. But yeah, the '90s was a really good decade for me.
yeah,
Just with Tarantino and some of the different filmmakers that
yeah.
came out, and it was just had originality. There was scripts and characters and direction, and everything was exciting. It was new and fresh, and I don't know. I wish Hollywood could enter a new period like that again. Just
Yeah.
something. It kind of reminded me of the '70s, but not quite like the '70s, but kind of where
Yeah.
directors were king again.
Yeah, I think at some point one of my summer, well, it could be one of yours, but I think definitely one of the summer movies needs to be Jackie Brown. I think Jackie Brown's a very summer
Hmm.
movie for Tarantino, and really Pulp Fiction too. Pulp Fiction,
Oh yeah.
but I mean anything shot in L.A. is going to have that summer feel to it. But I really feel because I remember I don't know what it is about Jackie Brown, but something. It's always been one of my favorites, and I'm not saying it's his best movie, but I'm saying it's always one of my favorites. And
Hmm.
there's something about it. There's something about it. I don't know if it's the cast or
Yeah.
I
It's
don't,
it's
it
got
has
a
a
it's got a certain look to it. It's got kind
you
of
know
a I don't know. It's got like you can kind of tell it's you see the sun. I think it takes place in California, so you can kind of
yeah
sense the warmth of it and stuff. And
yeah
yeah,
exactly
I think it's one of his movies that people don't think of as much. It's not
Yeah.
quite underrated, but it's not quite people talk about all the time, And
Yeah, Robert De Niro's in that movie, and he
Mhm.
basically plays like kind of a hippie-ish character. Now he's not really a hippie, but he's like a,
He's
you
kind
know,
of a
he's like,
stoner.
yeah, he's like a stone. Yeah, stoner's a better way to put it. Yeah, stoner. Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of a stonerish kind of person or something. And yeah, just Pam Grier and what's his name? God, what's his
Um,
Rob Robert? Man, I can't think of his name, but he basically brought him back from obscurity and stuff. And I mean, he
yeah,
was perfect in that role, man.
yeah. I don't know why I went blank on his name too.
Oh,
Forrester, Robert Forrester.
yeah, that's right, Robert Forrest. I knew it was a Robert. Yeah, and I mean, he's perfect in that. I mean, they're just such a great movie and stuff.
Yeah, Sam Jackson. Oh, you said Sam Jackson already. And what's his name's got a brief role in it. He's got a small role in it.
Oh yeah, Chris Tucker.
Chris Tucker. Yeah,
Hmm.
and also
Michael Keaton.
Michael
Is in it.
Keaton. Yep,
Yeah,
he's
but yeah,
good. There, he's good in the movie. And the other guy that plays his partner. Now, the other guy that plays his partner, I don't know. I don't remember his name, but he came back and he was in Kill Bill. He was like
oh yeah,
he's the guy that she gets the truck from the pussy wagon from. He's like the asshole. He's like the asshole orderly in the hospital who's letting
yeah,
people sleep with
yeah.
coma victims. People in the
That's
comas.
yeah, that's a crazy movie. God, I can't think of his name, but yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
But yeah, that is a good movie. That would be a good summer movie, I think. Um,
yeah.
if I had to pick one of the Tarantino
I,
movies,
I feel like it probably came out in the summer.
mhm.
That's why I probably wouldn't see it at the theater in the summertime. It just reminds me of the
Yeah,
summer. A lot of movies. That's why I think about them. It's like I think about, like, I love seeing a movie in the summer. You think, well, you should be out. I was always a big fat kid. So I always like going in places in the summer. So,
mhm.
and I still love going to the movie in the summertime because I like, being in the air condition for a couple hours and you step outside and it's hot and it's just the sun hits you. I don't know. It's just a weird kind of thing for
Mhm.
me. That's one of my favorite times to see them.
Yeah, yeah, it's a good time to go to the movies. I don't know. I've gotten out of the habit of going to the movies. I don't know. I just haven't really seen or wanted to go because I don't know. Certain movies don't come to my area, and then I end up just waiting for them on video because, like, take for example, Nightmare Alley never came to our local theater,
What do you
and
think about the new one? Did you
I
watch it
liked
yet?
it. Yeah, I watched it the other night. I liked it. It's really, really close to the original.
Yeah,
I thought.
it's just a little more thorough in the storytelling.
Mhm.
Just
Yeah,
like where the older movies couldn't really get along, get away. They just didn't do in the back in the old days. But they're both great movies.
yeah. They kind of expanded on the geek guy, the carnival geek, kind of
Yeah,
like who that person was and
yeah,
how they got there. And but yeah, I thought that was really good. I think it was pretty much perfectly cast. I think everybody worked well in it, and it really did have a sense of the 40s or yeah,
yeah,
1940s or 30s when it was taking
yeah.
place. And but
Yeah, some of the state that they go to at the end where they set up the whole fake
yeah,
haunting or whatever they call it.
yeah,
They set up that whole thing. That estate's so impressive. It has to be some real person's estate someplace, and it's just, or it's on, but it looks like a real estate, but it's like
mhm,
it's very eerie kind of feeling. There's a lot of concrete, and it's a lot of it's the whole situation's kind of eerie. It's like in the wintertime, and it's like snow
mhm,
on the ground. It's just
yeah,
just a really cool. It's a
yeah,
cool visual. I really enjoyed that. So
yeah. It's visually really good. I've thought about going back and watching some of his movies he's made. Because I haven't seen all of his Del Toro's movies. I think the last one I saw was a movie called Kronos, which was kind of cool.
Yeah, I need to get that one. That's a criterion that I keep seeing and I never pick up. I need to get
Hmm.
that and Pan's Labyrinth. I don't know if I've ever picked up Pan's Labyrinth or
Yeah,
not.
see, that's one I've never seen. I've always kind of wanted to watch it, but
Me, me too. I haven't seen it either. It's
yeah,
pretty bad. I've heard about it for years, and I like his visualizations, but I've never. I don't know why. I just some people I just never have explored further.
yeah. It's like with him and a handful of other directors. I know when they put a movie out, it's going to be interesting because it's going to have a
Yeah,
good script. It's going to be visually interesting and it's stuff like that. And I don't know. I guess everything is. I don't want to say everything is comic book movies, but I think everybody's kind of in the
yeah,
mode of let's go to the theaters and see the new Marvel or DC movie and
yeah,
stuff. And like sometimes it's like that's cool. I like that.
yeah.
But it's like but I want to see a story. I want to see something different, something to kind of get lost in, take 2 hours from my life and go somewhere with it, and
Yeah, I checked out Jurassic Park this week, so I haven't seen it earlier in the week, and
yeah.
I won't talk about it much. You probably haven't seen it. I don't know if you plan
I
on
don't
seeing it or not. Or
No, we've seen the other ones. My kids haven't really talked much about seeing it or anything, but
well, it's just on the same lines of the I called it Jurassic Park. It's Jurassic World. Excuse me, I
oh yeah,
misspoke. But
yeah, yeah, I knew what you meant. Yeah, was it Dominion? Is that what it was?
Dominion, yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
it's fun. It's fun. It's got some good visuals. It's got a couple of spots that the CG is not great, but for the most part, the CG is cool. I just think the plot. I won't get into it any since you haven't seen it, but I thought the plot's a little weak, and it was just I'll be perfectly honest with you. Sometimes I just say they're good because I want to see. Sometimes I just want to see a blockbuster movie. It don't have to be good.
Hmm.
It just has to be adequate. Just something fun to go do and get out of the heat and
Hmm.
just something to go do. Sometimes some movies have to be like that. That's some critics forget about that whenever
Yeah,
they're giving them bad reviews on certain things. Some things need
yeah,
to be criticized, and some things you just need to like kind of let it go and be like, hey, this is just a. I mean, blockbusters have not been great movies. I mean, we got to look back at. You
yeah.
look all the way
That's
back to
true.
the '90s and movies like Armageddon and stuff. That movie, you go back and watch it, it's horrible. It's
Yeah.
horrible. But it's like between Armageddon and what's the other movie? Armageddon and I have it over here
Oh,
on Blu-ray.
there's like Pearl Harbor. I think is that
No,
no.
no, no, no. There's another movie that's just like Armageddon. In fact,
Oh
came out
yeah,
almost the same. It's a Deep Impact.
yeah. Deep Impact.
But
Yeah.
Deep Impact, both of those movies are almost identical. It's like they said, "Hey, we'll see. It's a competition. Who can make this script better? Who
Yeah.
can make this script better?" But you watch the Michael Bay version, which is Armageddon. It's huge visuals. It's got all these crazy. It's like they got this crazy access to film at NASA. Like there's all kinds
Hmm.
of scenes shot within a lot of the NASA hangars with different aircraft, and this
Hmm.
crazy what's this setting there. It's like a SR-71 Blackbird, and like one
Hmm.
scene, and like the space shuttle, and all kinds of crap, and they got this unprecedented access to
Oh
film,
yeah.
and it's a beautiful, big visuals. The Michael Bay stuff, all the crazy camera angles where stuff's going over top of you and stuff,
Hmm.
and but
Yeah.
the
I mean,
but the story's crap. I mean, the dialogue's crap. It's just the rest of it's just like the acting's bad,
yeah,
but it's still
but
fun.
yeah, it's fun and it's escapism, and the plot may not make any sense, but it's it's just over the top and
Hmm.
entertaining. I know what you mean. It's like
Yeah,
Armageddon. It's kind of like, yeah, I don't like Armageddon, but then when it's on, you end up watching it for some reason. It's like a
yeah.
guilty pleasure or something. I mean, even Criterion put it out on a laser disc and a DVD.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and they did The Rock also on Criterion. There's a Rock
That's pretty
edition.
good. That's a pretty good movie, though.
Yeah, The
Rock.
Rock's
Yeah.
pretty good. But yeah, Michael Bay is his own person. I mean, I don't know. He's just one of those like a Cecil B. DeMille. He wants to put on the big show and the big
Yeah.
epic, and just
But you watch like Armageddon, and then you flash forward to. I mean, I'm sure he did a couple movies in between Transformers. You flash forward to Transformers, and you still see that same visualization that he's using. And those movies are the same way. You know, I'm just nostalgic for the Transformers. I wanted to see the Transformers movie. I know. I mean, the first the human element in the first few movies with Shia LaBeouf in them are pretty bad. I mean, they're hard to watch the human stuff, but I'm here to see the Transformers. I'm not worried about it. The human element part in the television show was bad. You know, the television show was not good. You go back and watch those episodes; they're corny. They're fun, but they're corny. You know, it's not. People make more out of a lot of stuff than there should be made out of. You go back and watch He-Man's the same way. The original He-Man, it's like, it's like homoerotic or something. You know, you go like almost like the way they're dressed and walking around. You know, it's just
if you think about it too much, it's kind of like you got to turn your brain off a little bit sometimes and just enjoy it. And I think that's what the summer blockbuster can be. You know, I mean, I think every once in a while there's a really one that can be both, kind of please all the critics, but also please everybody in the audience and stuff. But those are always the fun movies. You know, the fun, go there and hear the sound and you want the big picture, and it's just fun to go.
A while back I bought a movie I had never had saw that came out I remember it coming out probably back in 2015, but The Rock put out a movie called San Andreas. Do you remember that? It might have been later than 2015. It might have been 17 or something.
Yeah.
And I think it was one of those Dollar Tree movies, and I picked it up and I thought, I know it's going to be just a summer blockbuster type movie, but it's what I wanted to watch it. It's just enjoyable to watch like that. It's not great, but I like those disaster movies. They're fun. I don't know why. I'm just interested in them.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, there's the one with The Rock where he's basically, it's kind of like Die Hard, where he's up in a big skyscraper.
Yes.
And he's trying to escape, and he's got his daughter or something like that in it. I mean, that was kind of far-fetched, but it was entertaining, though.
I have it on Steelbook. I bought it because I hadn't seen it in the theater, so I was like, it came out on Steelbook, and I was like, I'll pick that up. Heck, I don't care. Yeah, it's called Skyscraper. That's what it's called.
Skyscraper. Okay, yeah. Yeah, and it ended up being a really good movie. I don't know. I haven't seen too many movies with The Rock that I didn't like. I haven't seen all his movies, but he seems to always, you know what you're going to get, and you like it, you know, and stuff like that.
Yeah, Rampage. He was in Rampage too. You remember that movie? Based on the Nintendo game. Yeah.
Yeah, I missed that one somehow. I didn't see that one.
It was all right. I mean, it was, you know, just like the others. You know, it's just a big blockbuster movie. You know,
Yeah, so that's the only thing that keeps me from seeing all of them nowadays. Is just sometimes it's all CGI. Like if like the whole entire movie is CGI, it's just like it's kind of like eh.
Actually, that's a movie I need to pick up this week that came out. Is Ambulance. That's a Michael Bay movie that came out, and it's actually really good. Yeah. That's why I was meaning to talk about when we were talking about Michael Bay a minute ago. I was like, Ambulance, though, is good because it's actually, for a Michael Bay movie, the acting's good in it. The acting's pretty good. And the thing is, there's a lot of practical effects in it because it's basically a car chase movie with an ambulance. Mm-hmm. It's essentially a car chase movie. That's what's great about it. And there's a lot of practical effects in it. Yeah. So I think you might really like that movie, so you ought to check it out.
Yeah, I saw the trailer before. I think it was Doctor Strange, maybe, or something, and it looked really good. And I have heard a lot of people say it's good and stuff. So,
when I seen the, I'm sorry, I keep cutting you off.
No, I was going to say I probably will pick that up because it looked good.
I think that came out this week. Somebody posted it, Mid-Level Media or something.
Yeah.
But, when I saw the trailer for it, I actually wasn't too enthused about it. I just I don't know about that. But it turned out pretty good, you know.
Yeah, it looked interesting. It looked, you know, it had, I think what got me was the car chases and stuff, and it looked action packed. Like I turned to my wife and she was like, "Oh yeah, looks." Sometimes we're like, "Yeah, we could go see that. We could probably go see
Yeah.
that." So
I'm trying to think of what else I saw. What else I have seen lately. Went and seen something else. I see just about something every week because I got a friend that I go to the movies with. He likes to go,
mhm.
and he don't have like a great taste in movies, so he just wants to see a lot of things. And sometimes I've actually been getting him to go see a couple of. I think he just sees them because he knows I want to see them, so he and I don't want to say this like but he's a handicapped guy, so not mentally handicapped. He's just in a wheelchair, so I get to go and always get a pretty good seat. Hate to be
Oh,
like that, but
yeah, that's a good way.
but that's not why I go with him. He's a friend of mine, but he likes to watch movies. But he's not he for some reason he's been scared away from. I don't know why he doesn't like to watch the superhero movies for some reason. He's not seen hardly anything, and in fact, he hadn't even seen up and before we went and seen Jurassic Park. He hadn't even seen Jurassic Park, the
Oh,
first
wow.
one. He called it on TV and watched it just like last week. And I was like, there's a lot of stuff, and he likes action comedies, and I'm like, I mean, I was like, these should be right up your alley. These superhero movies, that's what they are. They're action comedies,
Yeah,
and some of
pretty
them are
much.
pretty damn good, especially in the first three phases. Some of them are really good movies.
Yeah,
So I've been getting him to see other things, and sometimes I have to go. I'll go see things I don't necessarily want to see. Like I think I'll probably end up going to see like Lightyear and stuff like that. I don't necessarily want to see it, but I kind of
yeah,
do. I'm kind of curious about it, but I know there's something in it that's getting like really bad reviews right now, causing
yeah,
it to. But I think I'll see it anyways because I still want to be able to comment on it.
yeah.
And
I'm curious about that. Just watching Toy Story, and when my little boy was young, we that's watched that stuff to death. So I'm curious to know what they did in it and stuff. So, but I'll probably end up watching that on video more than likely.
yeah, but I've been getting him. I got him to go see Doctor Strange. Well, see, I kind of forced him to go see Spider Man. The first a while back, I was like, "You need to see this. I'm gonna go see this. You should see it." And then,
Mhm.
so I got him to go see the Spider Man,
Yeah,
No Way Home, and then was it No Way Home or what was the
uh,
last one?
so there was No Way
Yeah,
Home, Far From
yeah,
Home. I can't think of it.
Homecoming. Yeah, it's No Way Home, the new one.
No Way Home. Yeah, I like the last one a lot. I thought that was pretty cool.
So I got him to see that. He didn't really. I don't think he really liked that too much. But for some reason, I think because I was wanting to go see. I was going to say, well, I'm going to see. I actually went and seen Doctor Strange in IMAX without him, and then I think he wanted to see it. I was like, well, I'll see it again. So I ended up going to see. I went and seen it again in Richmond and regular, which is good. Richmond Cinemark, for some reason, they've decided to upgrade. I think they've upgraded all their theaters to like much better sound. They're all like the digital theaters now, but so they're like the sound's booming in just the regular theaters now. So it's
Hmm.
kind of strange.
Yeah,
That's one of the reasons I didn't like going there because sometimes the sound was just kind of just mediocre. It was good, but not like IMAX.
yeah. I've been wanting to see a movie on IMAX in a while, like an actual feature and stuff. I mean, I've seen like the short little ones they've shown to kind of demonstrate it, but I haven't seen a full length movie.
Yeah. Oh, I wouldn't seen Top Gun. That's what I seen in IMAX. We wouldn't seen that in IMAX. I got him to go to that. So
Yeah, I've heard a lot of good stuff about that one. So I mean, everybody I've talked
yeah,
to about it said they liked it. It was really good.
yeah,
So I have to check that out.
yeah. I'm trying to decide. There's some other movies coming out that I really want to see that I'll probably end up seeing by myself. But I really want to see the new Jordan Peele movie. I don't necessarily always like his politics, but this new movie, Nope. Have you seen previews for it?
I haven't, but I kind of liked Us, and
Yeah.
that other one was pretty decent. What was it? Was it Us and whatever that first movie was? I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, Nope. is like a alien, like a UFO movie. But the last trailer I saw, the first trailers, you really didn't know what was going. You thought it might be kind of it still might be kind of a horror movie because he's kind of like into that stuff.
Yeah.
But it's kind of like it's about I guess they start seeing some having some UFO sightings. I don't know where they're at in the United States or anything in the movie, but it looks like out the west someplace.
Mm-hmm.
And so they basically hire a camera crew to try to document this, and so that's part of the premise of the movie. But I don't know where it goes from there. But the last trailer, you got more of the story in there, so it looks very interesting to me.
Yeah, that sounds pretty cool, actually.
Yeah, that's another. I'll go ahead.
I was going to say I'd like I wish M. Night Shyamalan would just put out some good stuff again. He's very, very hit or miss anymore. Like, he had such a good opening run when he started, and then he just kind of,
yeah,
I don't know what happened with him, but he was always interesting as a director.
Yeah, I always liked. I always forget the name of that movie. What's the UFO movie he has?
Signs.
Signs. Yeah, I always forget the name of that movie. I really like that movie. I'm not saying it's one of my favorite. Unbreakable's no doubt my favorite of his movies, but
yeah.
But Signs is I don't know. It's kind of creepy the way it's shot. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of got this. It's nothing real special about it, but it's like it's kind of eerie. And then whenever the aliens reveal themselves, they kind of I don't know. It's just kind of well acted. Joaquin Phoenix and Mel Gibson. You know, it's just a good. I don't know. I just like it.
It's kind of old school in a way, like the effects or the scares or what he does is really simple, kind of like when he surprises and the big reveals and stuff. Yeah. It's kind of almost a little bit of a homage to Hitchcock a little bit.
Yeah.
But really, he's not a complicated director. He does some really simple stuff that kind of like, wow, whoa, that's cool, you know.
Well, it's actually kind of a more forward story for Shyamalan. He doesn't try to twist around the plot, so it's like this weird reveal. Mm-hmm. Like, what's the movie that came after that? The one, the Village.
Yeah, The Village.
Yeah, you know how The Village, and it kind of turns out to be just they're in the modern world, and
they're like in a state park or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, and that movie. I like the movie watching it, but it's a movie after it reveals itself. It doesn't have rewatchability.
Mm-hmm. That's what I was about to say. It's like what was the first one? The Bruce Willis one. What was it?
Unbreakable.
No, the one.
The Sixth Sense.
It's like that one too. It's like once you know what's at the ending, the surprise, it's almost like you can't really watch it again unless you're watching it with somebody who's never seen it, and you're just kind of, but
I've heard
you're right.
I heard that new movie, The Beach or whatever it's called. It's not The Beach. It's something like that.
Oh, that was Old. It's called
Old. Yeah, I heard it wasn't that great.
Yeah, that's what I heard too. Yeah,
I probably need to watch it to make a decision for myself, but I think Charlie told me it wasn't that good, somebody like that. But
yeah, it's I don't know. He's very hit or miss and stuff, and I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know. He's got a lot of potential though.
He did Split that came along later on. Probably back, I think it was 2010 or so. I think it's when Split came out. I don't know exactly, but that was a good movie. That's kind of in the same. Obviously, it's in the same universe as Unbreakable, because they did Glass that came out, which isn't bad. It came out a couple years ago. It's not amazing, but it came out a couple years ago, and it's it was the kind of conclusion to that story.
Yeah. Those were pretty good. But yeah, some of the stuff he's had some big misses with. There was one where it was like a fog. I think it was called The Mist, or maybe it wasn't The Mist. It was something like that, and I thought that was pretty good. I can't remember exactly what the name was. It was like they were all in a store and like this alien, like I don't know what it is. I
Yeah.
can't remember. But
Yeah.
that was pretty good.
Yeah. Well, I'm we're about 10 minutes over 2 hours. I think I'm ready to get off here this evening.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, I was going to tell you I'm gonna be doing some more Cult of Collectors. I kind of mended those fences. There was no ill will towards anybody. It was just me being an asshole.
Well, sometimes you know
I was just burnt out. I didn't want to do the show other night. I was just burnt out, and well, I just told them that they were going to have to help me sometimes make like the poster art and stuff. It's hard for me to do all that stuff like for 2 shows each week because it's no problem for me to make stuff for this show because we have a theme usually, a movie theme, so it's easy just to go get poster art or to work with a poster art and come up with stuff. It's easy for that, but when we just have guests, I have no idea what to make because I'm not I'm not a hands-on artist. I don't really know what to do when it comes to just generalized things unless the guest has some kind of something that makes him unique, something I can work with. It's just hard, and I get burnt out making posters, for everything, and so they said they would start helping out or stuff like that, doing that.
Yeah.
So
Well, I like the ones you do for our live streams and stuff. It has a certain style to it, and it always looks cool and stuff.
yeah,
I mean, I usually design some thumbnails for my little episodes on my channel, but I'm limited too. I just take bits and pieces of stuff and put it together, and But yeah, I'm no artist either. But
yeah. Well, I've got good resources on my computer, but I just don't have the. I just don't. I'm slowly getting better at Photoshop and stuff like that, manipulating and stuff, different things. So it takes a while.
yeah.
Well, that's about all. I think that's about all we have this week. So
Yeah, it was fun to talk about that.
Yeah.
There's a big legacy with the Lampoon movies. I mean, it's
yeah,
one of the first franchises, big franchise and stuff.
yeah. I don't think Sadly, we probably will not ever see any more.
Probably not. Yeah, Chevy Chase I think he's done pretty
Yeah.
much with stuff. So
Yeah,
he's so cantankerous anyway.
yeah, yeah. I was listening to commentary, and I don't know when they must have done the commentary for the. Hell, who knows how old it actually is? But I'm pretty sure it was probably done for the DVD. The way the era sounds, because it's not that. It's not. He sounds younger than he sounds younger than he even did in like the show Community. I don't know if you ever watched any of that.
Oh
or
yeah,
not, but
Community. Yeah.
but he definitely sounds like that came before Community. It was probably recorded for the DVD in the early 2000s, probably.
Probably so. Yeah, that 20th anniversary of it or something. Probably. But, yeah.
Well, everybody, I think we're about done here, and
Yeah.
thanks for listening to this bullshit again this evening.
Yeah, it's bullshitting with John and Mike.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, we'll come up with another topic, and we'll be back.
Yep. We'll talk to you guys next week.
Same
See ya.
channel.
Yep.
Yep. See you guys.